Buzi carried on to Phnom Penh, where he filmed the king's own personal troupe. This unique film shows the royal ballet in rehearsal.
To have this material recorded, to see the exercises, is just amazing. Literally, the dancers and the king.
In the 1970s, during the murderous rule of the Khmer Rouge, 90% of the dancers in Cambodia's royal ballet were either killed or exiled. The carnage almost destroyed a tradition which had lasted hundreds of years. MT is one of the few dancers to have survived the turmoil of the Khmer Rouge era. Today she teaches in Phnom Penh, demonstrating to a new generation the skills Buzi photographed in the 1920s.
The training was very tough. The teacher was always hitting us, and they would pinch us and twist us in order to make us dance properly. You would spend the whole morning training to make your hands supple. They would get me to bend my fingers and then to do this and then to show this. The fingers curved like thorns on an orange tree.
All the members of the royal ballet lived within the palace compound in the quarters of the king's harem. The royal family itself was directly involved in training the dancers. Princess Bhupa Devi, sister to the present King of Cambodia, was one of the most famous dancers of the 1960s.
In those days, the dancers from the Royal Ballet were all one big family, and the king looked after that family. Everyone lived within the walls of the royal palace. Mothers with their children, and the skills and techniques were passed from mother to daughter, generation to generation.
The costumes worn by the dancers were hugely elaborate. It was a performance in itself just to get into them.
The corset had to be very tight. If it wasn't, it would be uncomfortable to dance it. A tight corset gave you a very straight back. If not, you would just slump. So the tighter the better, really. We didn't have zips or anything like that. Costumes were actually sewn onto the dancers.